To Samantha, we miss you actually.
All right, we're doing a little bit of D&D in the Seven Zone. Welcome, everybody.
Sorry, I will
I will
bring
go
up my
ahead and
camera.
turn it over to Nick, who is running his campaign tonight, the Crystal Heart campaign. So remember, not everything can be redeemed tonight, but enough of it can be. So stick around. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and Nick, go ahead and take it away.
Oh, great! This time that my camera decides to fall over.
Oh boy.
Um,
I was gonna say I currently do not have my camera up because I was making a sandwich. I was making an epic
okay, there we
sandwich.
go. Yeah. So last time we sort of resolved the finale of our first arc of this campaign as they finished dealing with the dungeon of Zazi, the Decayed Naga's, um, lair. Got a projected illusion, a hologram, if you will, of some large, imposing, um, mysterious, robed skeletal person who seemed to have a similar crystal heart um, in his, rib cage, who referred to the Zazi, the boss Naga that they've just defeated, as his pet. Um, before giving a very thinly veiled threat um, to the party and having another person step into the illusion, a what they eventually identified as a leonin, a lion person wearing a metal eagle mask, who was referred to as Griffin and told to hunt the party before, you know, leaving some parting words with the party as the illusion ended. The party leveled up and, partook or the took what they pleased from Zarzi's hoard, some magic items, a number of art pieces and trinkets, a lot of gold, before making their way back to the village of Falsefane. Um, Stopping along the way at Zolbit's Druid Grove and making some Drake scale mail for Ina. Um, Returning to the village, the group met with the mayor, who thanked them. Apologized that he couldn't really give the party a proper reward, but he did give them a letter of introduction, and asked them if they would be willing to possibly help the temple as they are in need of a new priest. Um, Thankfully, the party helped depose of the old one, who was, a cult member, to which the party agreed and later talked with the temple themselves to um, escort three acolytes, one of which is a cook, um, to the nearby town, agreeing to set out the next day. And that was roughly where we ended last time. Beyond that, I do have a couple of more DM notes for the players, some information that you guys are now privy to or would be able to gather in this time. One of which, to start off with, is a new map of the region that I have helpfully annotated with various stuff.
Ooh.
Very nice. Awesome.
Wow, so
Yeah.
fancy.
This would be a map that would have been provided to you guys upon, agreeing to help the temple. And it has little, marks and stuff that I have put on as little pins that have names of the various places. Some of which are more general locations. Not everything is one to one on the map. But in general, this will help fill out some of the areas you may or may not go to.
And you said this map is not to scale, correct?
not perfectly. Generally, at least for the settlements, and bigger land masses, but like stuff like, oh hey, if you there's a little tent that's marked as the lizard folk tribe up in the upper little forest area, which is the swamp. The lizard folk tribe wouldn't be like exactly there if we measured out all the distances. Just more of a, oh hey, we're aware of a prominent lizard folk tribe that's in the swamp somewhere in that direction. And it's just little things like that. But for the most part, it's a nice hand-drawn map that you've been gifted. If there's any immediate questions about that, feel free to let me know. But some of the bigger things is the nearby town is called Scale Cliff, as it's on the edge of a cliff leading between kind of the settled area and this area of land known as the Scale Lands, a kind of a scablands type area of rocky plateaus and kind of dry stream channels that makes up a majority of the east of the region. And there's a few other villages that are settled, one along the little lake here in the center of the region, a mining village to the south even further, and just a couple of other prominent locations that have been marked.
Don't forget that Merritt awkwardly stared at the mayor for an hour so he could now take on their persona.
Yes.
What?
Did
I do that?
not for an hour, but definitely for a minute. You did, like, during your meeting with them, made note of their mannerisms, as well as you have a letter of induction that is written by him, so you can, study that.
Oh dear. I'm definitely going to.
Now, actually, that reminds me, I did just write up a small little item for that, just in case. Let me just real quick distribute that to Merit. Yeah. But to give a little bit of scale, the from the village to the town is roughly a 2-week journey.
How far is Rummy's place?
That's it's about halfway, so it's roughly a week.
Okay. Now, are we traveling at the speed of a standard caravan, or is it just like we're just casually strolling along? Like, is it like we're actually walking with a purpose, or is we just like la da 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 da, enjoy the weather while we're out, type of thing? Like, are we going somewhere with a purpose, or are we just like casually enjoying the scenery, basically taking it?
Well, that will be up to you guys. You guys do not have mounts. You do not, though if you wanted to purchase some in the village before you left, you certainly could. You are also traveling with people who aren't, the fastest travelers. So, but it would be, roughly the standard. But going at a regular pace, not pushing yourself, but also not traveling slow, it'll take roughly 2 weeks to get to the town.
Okay.
For which, before we actually head out or start the journey, was there anything people would like to do in the town, such as purchase horses or sell items that they don't want?
So real quick, I do have a question. I don't see any mention in the message of the day about the Kenku Druid to the south of the town. is that where we got the armor, or is that something we still need to do? This is the note I have. Because
so
it's an
that
herb that you
so the Kenku druid who here real quick, I'm sorry, pull up my notes. So that is the druid that's nearby the town, and I guess if I said I probably if I said south of the town, I meant a different direction. So that is the druid that is east of Scale Cliff. I'm also realizing when I was fleshing out some stuff that I forgot that I had made him a Kenku. So a little bit of retcon. He's actually a Dragonborn.
Okay.
Wow.
Not a Kenku.
Could have been raised by Kenkus.
Yep. So the
so how far south is he?
So he's actually east. I mean, he is the Gorash's animal sanctuary, and he is a.
Okay. Got him.
Yeah, and he's probably maybe a couple of days at most from the town. It's more just that he's in the Scale Land, and you have to travel through him. So
now,
he'd be like a day, maybe
the
two.
high priest, or are we just letting them know they need a high priest and then going on our way?
No, so nope. It's just to escort the acolytes to the town so they can request, get a new head priest for their temple, and the temple will take care of it from there. It's more of the acolytes from this village would like an escort there because they don't have the resources to help safely travel.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
While the roads are safer than the general wilderness of the region, it's still dangerous.
I wasn't here last time, and I would like to sell the stuff in my backpack and the wine that we got from Zazie while I was at the city.
The town that we're at right now is very underfunded, so they can't really buy anything off of us. So we'll have to go to the next.
They could buy some things, but anything that's expensive, they would not be able to purchase from you.
Would they have enough for rubies and amethyst?
Anything that is under 50 gold, they could purchase from you.
Okay, then that's not.
And anything that's generally like generals, they have a general store there. But again, the village is very poor, even more poor after the
temple incident.
After the Tolls kind of took a lot of money from them. But if you have say extra weapons or extra cheaper stuff that you didn't want to hold on to, you could sell it here. If not, you would probably want to wait until you got to the town to sell, where they would definitely have people to sell to.
Oh, I was about to get excited and be like, oh, Ina has leather armor that she doesn't need anymore. I could sell it to them for very cheaply. And I remembered, who the frick is gonna fit Ina's armor? She's huge.
Well,
you could take that leather armor and then turn it into 2 sets of leather armor.
That's true.
Yeah, they could use the leather for something else. But yeah, that's the kind of thing you could sell here. Is the leather armor. You could also purchase horses or anything from that you would typically find in a general store.
Oh boy.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna purchase a horse. How much is a horse?
Is there any chance they have a mastiff?
Mm-hmm. Give me percentile dice. I will say there's a 75% chance that they have a mastiff.
Wow. You're nicer than I am.
No.
I'm gonna say, as when you look down, they do have a mastiff, but he is super old and actually a loyal pet to his owner, so They will not sell you their dog.
You find a mastiff, but it's just somebody's pet, and they're like, "No, I'm not selling you my fucking dog."
Especially a dog that like wouldn't actually be able to be a mount for you.
Joking aside,
Um,
All
how
it
much is
knows
the
how to
horse?
do is play fetch.
yeah, that is the druid of the Scale Lands that you are aware of. Someone I have added to people, places, and players. I did. I have added little notes for all the locations that are on the map, as well as some, people you would that was not previously in there that I've added. I also added a little section for gods, just for
Nice.
some reference. So it's a very long note now.
And one last question.
Here's that again, just in case.
So, Scale Cliff is not where we're going for the High Priest, correct?
That is where you're going. It's the Scalecliff town, or the town of Scalecliff,
Okay.
is the location that you are headed to. Or, yeah.
Okay.
Is the largest settlement that's kind of in the local region, being that's on the map.
Okay.
If you were to head in the other direction, so if you were to head this way along the road, I'll be back where you came from, which is towards the port Bellhaven, and that is about a month away along the road.
Okay. So just as a reminder, guys, like Mantha does in the other campaign, I have the Nick is Awesome note that's public, so it's a very condensed version of the message of the day.
Cool.
Okay.
And if I ever forget anything, but think something should be added to it, just let me know.
So, I just want to not correct, but ask Nick, when he told me Mesnias was the god I worship, I did not actually think it was a goddess. When he said god, I thought it was a male. I was not expecting Mesnias to be a female.
Well, if I failed to mention that before, I apologize.
You did, yes. I thought it was a guy. That's why I was like, he, and then I'm like, well, okay, he's a female now. So that changed the whole, like, thing. I refer to her. God.
That's fine. It is also just, like, generally a dream god, so
can
they're kind of
worship
nebulous
Agdar.
to begin with.
Agdar's a dude. If you don't want to worship a female.
No, it's not that I... Okay. I was going to say something that would really put me in a hole with Ashley and Mantha, but I'm not going to. I'm going to refrain from saying anything.
That's probably for the best. To
Uh,
be fair, you probably only get in a hole with me. Like, Beth doesn't tend to care.
I was going to say I have no problem worshiping a woman. That's all I do is worship women every day.
Fair. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, so if you does anyone else have any like
It is.
general or oh wait, I remember what I was looking up. Horse prices.
Yes, horse prices, because, you know. Did you tell us to each bring 3 backup characters, Nick, just to be sure?
Uh,
We're level 5. We're invincible. We're never going to die now.
I was going to say, given the fact that
Nick
they
couldn't
almost...
kill us. It's not possible.
I don't know.
rocks fall, you all die at the end.
I know. Imagine we all just get caught in a rock slide and we get... Imagine.
I mean, hey, like you never say never because in the other campaign I run, we started a boss fight, and the first round of combat, one of my they're level 6, by the way. One of my players went down and got 2 death fails in the first round of combat.
Oh
Oh
dear.
wow.
In my defense, I rolled really well on damage, and he was already hurt, but still.
In your defense,
So-
Nick, I mean, he is level 6, so.
So there's a couple of different kinds of horses that cost different prices. They cannot sell you a war horse because they don't have any, which would be 400 gold. They have
I do not have 400 gold to begin with, so.
one riding horse, which is 75 base price of 75 gold. The difference, and they have 6 draft horses, which has a base price of 50 gold. The difference is that the draft horse is slower, only moving 40 feet per turn, and the riding horse has 60 feet per turn.
Do they have any chariots or carts?
I'm gonna say there's someone, or if someone would like to roll percentile dice.
I can. %.
Yeah. They have 2 carts available.
How many people does the carts hold? Just curious, and how many horses will we need for the carts?
Well, the carts, I would say on average could hold. The cart's a little smaller, so probably around 4 or 5 people.
How many people are we traveling with, including I know 3 acolytes, 4 acolytes, including us. That makes 6 people. So, if need be, I can rent a horse, and then if need be, we can. I can walk and have the people who normally aren't fast enough, like for example, Barnacle, who's not really fast enough to keep up with a horse pace, to ride in a cart if you need to.
So first of all, Ship of Fools in the house, thank you so much for the sub. You're awesome. I appreciate it very much. I was just saying that you and Drake are there neck and neck to see who has the most, and I was way off. I knew you were winning, but I didn't realize you were crushing him by like 8 months. So thank you so much, Ship of Fools. By far my most highest level subscriber, so thank you. And second of all, Barnacle has the same walking speed as everybody else. It's just he chooses not to walk when he can ride in a cart instead.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So does Merit.
The draft horse costs 50 gold. I'll pay the 50 gold for the draft horse if you guys would like to pay for the cart fee. I'll foot the bigger bill, since it was technically my idea, so.
Just
How much would a cart be?
15.
The cart is 15 gold pieces and the horse is 50. I'm putting out the 50 for the horse, so.
I can buy the cart.
Alright. Told you that then, and then we'll have whoever wants to ride in the cart, and does somebody need to ride on the horses and direct them, or is it like basically like carts, like old Western carts where they're harnessed in with like a equipment and stuff? Get what I'm saying? Or does somebody need to ride the horse to direct them? Like, for
Well,
example,
so one of the spots. So I'm just gonna for this particular cart, there are 4 riding spots and then a 5th spot for the driver. That's on the cart to direct the horse.
Okay.
This cart only needs 1 horse to pull it. It's not like a larger wagon, but
I'm gonna send you a DM, Nick. Is it something like this specifically what I'm referring to, or
it's not a covered cart or anything.
no? It's not a covered card. It's something like this. So there's that. I sent you a DM if you want to look at it. That's what I'm referring to. Is it something like that, basically? We're like
a bit larger.
A bit larger. So okay.
Well, because that only holds So the image that you just sent me only sits 2 people.
I know, but I'm just saying, is it something
no, so it's
strapped?
like-
Is it something strapped in like that? Basically, that's what I'm referring to the horse. Or does somebody need to manually sit on the horse to ride it, to guide it?
No, there's like a seat on the cart, like the image that you sent me. There's a
Okay.
there's a seat on the cart with ropes tied to the horse so that the horse can pull the cart and so that you could direct it.
Okay.
It's basically like a wooden square with like bench seats in the back. Little step down in the back to get more easily off, and then a seat
Okay.
in the front.
So
the
it's
driver.
it's not a carriage. It's just like a standard horse-drawn cart. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, if
Carriages and
that's fine
wagons
with
are much more expensive, and where they can go is a lot less.
yeah, I was
They have
gonna
to stick
say
to the road pretty much,
Mhm.
and hope it doesn't rain.
Cart's
Yeah,
a little
well-
rougher, but it's also handles not well taken care of dirt roads better, and is more easily repaired.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to pay for the card, I'll pay for the horse. So I'll subtract 50 gold pieces from a thing that leaves me with 5 gold pieces. So there you go. I subtracted 50 gold pieces from my item. So if you want to subtract yours for the cart.
So Merritt, don't forget to throw that in your inventory, because otherwise, I won't remember that we have it.
Yeah.
The cart?
Yes,
Okay.
since
I
you
will
paid
do
for
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Merritt is paying for the cart, so he gets to just like he's like, yeah, I get to ride in the cart. Obviously, I paid for
That's right.
it.
I'm gonna get a couple extra blankets, for warmth and for my butt
I've added a cart to your inventory, Merritt.
while I'm riding in the cart,
Cool.
so I can sleep in the
All
back
right,
if I
well-
want, or whatever I want to do. I've got a couple extra
Okay.
blankets.
John Phoenix is fine with walking or riding in a cart. He'll let everybody else who wants to ride in a cart first take their spots. So
I'm gonna say you can get it for 1 silver, by the way. Barnacle, for just as a part of purchasing all this other stuff, and
Okay.
it's while it's not the best made blanket, it's a little cheaper. It's just a blanket, so.
All right. I was going to
Um,
get 3 anyway, so I'll take off the silver. So with the one I already have, I have a total of 4 blankets, so I can keep warm or provide cushioning. All the above. If it rains, I can cover myself. Holy crap! Can we exchange coins here?
Yes. There is actually specifically a like money exchange place here.
Nice.
In
yeah,
the
I'd like
village.
to exchange some of my silver pieces for gold pieces, if possible. So I have like
Alright.
600 silver pieces and only 5.
Feel
gold
free to
pieces.
just kind of convert, well, whatever you want. Kind of, within reason. Don't convert, like several thousand worth of silver into gold or anything. But
Well, I think
Uh,
altogether we have several thousand worth of silver. If that's
Uh,
okay.
but
I was
you know
gonna
what?
say, how
Convert
many
as you
pieces-
see fit. Because we'll just hand wave that a little bit. There is specifically a place that operates in that degree that can help with that.
Okay.
How many
Um,
silver pieces, the gold pieces in your campaign,
10 to
Nick?
1.
10 to 1.
So it's 10 copper is a silver, 10 silver is a gold, 10 gold is a platinum. 5 electrum is a gold. They're the weird like halfway one. But you don't have any, you don't have to deal with that.
So how much would be 100 silver pieces of gold? That would be 10 gold pieces, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll do. So that would put me at 15 gold pieces. And then subtract 100, so I'd be at 4. big spot. Alright, I got what I need. 15 gold pieces.
Alrighty. Um. Alrighty. Um. Without further ado, I guess, is there anything else you guys want to do while in the village before we actually properly set out? Um, the acolytes themselves are joining you, kind of are fully intending on walking. They have a donkey with them that's holding all their stuff. It's like their pack mule. But other than that, they were kind of planning on just walking, unless you let them also ride. But that's if there's room.
I was gonna say, if it's Ina, Merrick, and Barnacle riding in the thing, then there's one spot left. I'm walking just because I don't like being cramped up with other people. So
I was also planning on having Ina walk just because she's way bigger and heavier than any other normal person.
yeah, fair
So
enough.
it's just like,
I don't know. From me hefting you up from a rope standpoint, with me just yanking you up. I mean, I don't think you're that heavy, you know.
she not.
They're also coming back here. Is it possible the false vein might lend them a horse?
It's
We can put the food, the feed and stuff in the wagon. I mean, in the cart.
Yeah.
Whatever doesn't fit on the horse itself.
I mean, that's kind of what their donkey was for, but it's more for their supplies.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, we're not going to be going much faster than a donkey anyway.
Mhm.
Plus, we can make donkey jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep. Priest says one nice looking ass.
Well, well, fun.
So I will, as we're walking down the road, I will tell the priests, ask if either of them have any kind of combat experience.
All right. Yeah, they kind of all let you know, or so your three acolyte people who are joining you are acolyte Harold, acolyte John, and acolyte Gerald, who is the cook. They kind of all let you know outside of Gerald. Um, Gerald has a little bit of combat experience. He wasn't always part of the clergy. He actually, he used to be a cook for a tavern over in Port Belhaven, and things got rowdy, and he had to help you know deal with the problem on occasion. So he's been in his fair number of fist fights, but not a whole lot of combat experience. The other two have not a whole lot of combat experience, but they all have like Gerald, Harold, and John.
Okay.
Harold and John, they have a couple of clubs on them. Gerald has a mace. He's a little better at wielding.
So I'll tell them if something does come up and we are attacked, Harold and John need to stay with the animals. Harold will grab the mule and John will grab our draft horse and just try to keep them out of the fight and themselves out of the fight, so we don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
And that way, if we fall, they
they
can
will-
ride away.
Yeah, they will happily agree to that. So I guess question. Here, I'm going to share this map more. Just get a hey, how do you guys usually travel? Or how is your traveling going to be? The red square is your little cart. You kind of mentioned that Phoenix and Ina were planning on not riding in the cart. You got your draft horse, which we'll have to figure out who will be generally driving it.
I was gonna say John will be a little bit closer to the horse just to keep it under tow, like right about, I'd say right up closer to it, not riding by the cart, but walking closer to it, like where the horse is, right there. Yeah, right about there.
Okay.
The acolytes are traveling back here. She'll probably be closer to them. If nothing else, she could maybe help, like, calm the doggy if something goes wrong. Give me a second. She might not have animal handling. She does. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, I guess while you check that between Merritt and Barnacle, do either of you have proficiency with land vehicles
No.
or animal
Nope.
handling?
There's no way that I have either of those things.
Okay. Well, I think actually Phoenix has proficiency with land vehicles. I could be wrong, but let me double check that. Nope, never mind. He does not. I'm thinking of a different background than what he took.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you're thinking of the navigator background. I don't have the navigator background. I have the sage.
I was actually
background.
thinking of the soldier background.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if some between Barnacle and Merritt, since you guys are the ones who ride, if someone would like to give me an animal handling check, just to see how generally you guys do with the horse.
If you have any bonus to animal handling, you're better at it than I am.
That's why John's not riding in the cart.
No! No.
He's halfling.
That's why John's not riding in the. That's why Phoenix ain't riding in the cart.
It's fine, they're new
So,
animals. We're getting used
are-
to each other.
The acolytes walking.
Yes.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the three of them should also fit on the cart if we so wanted them to, correct?
Yes, if
you said
Ina
there's 5
and Phoenix are not on the carts, the others could fit on the cart. If you would, if you would let them ride as well. This is what they were going to do without your.
What are you doing? Giving away our cart.
I just thought that they might be slower than the rest of us, but if you don't want them to be on the cart, that's completely fine.
I mean, technically, Mantha paid for the cart, so it's technically up to her, not Barnacle.
It won't
They
really
all
affect
have
your
the
travel.
same speed. Everything except for Phoenix, his mount is faster. Everybody else is the same speed. The donkey and the draft horse and people walking.
Wait, I have a mount?
Didn't you say you bought a mount?
No, I bought the draft horse to use for the cart.
Yep.
I'm walking.
Mm.
I'm walking 30 feet per
Okay,
second,
so yeah,
brother.
so we all have the same speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just means it's a little
The cook
harder
can
if you
ride
want
with
to be
us.
pushing.
Gerald can ride with us.
Goodness.
We don't want him to be worn out when
I
it
was
comes
saying,
time for lunch and dinner. And
can you push me that map again, Nick, by the way, with the cart, the map for the cart? Thank you.
Well, so good to know our general travel points. I am actually real quick going to, in case anyone's missing any like hit dice or anything, I'm going to push a short long rest because you would have had one before you even set out on this week-long journey or on your 2-week journey.
so I keep trying to use the whip, and unsuccessfully. So this thing keeps scaring the horse.
Yeah.
So the first
Keep trying
hour
to
or
use it
so
like
of our trip is not very comfortable.
I was gonna say also, John's there to calm the horse if Barnacle scares him too much as well or doesn't know what he's doing. He's there to kind of help and calm the horse if the horse gets a little erratic. He's like, just calm down. So
He
I can
might
give a
get whipped
animal
too
handling.
on accident.
I was gonna say I can get the animal handling check if you want me
by
to,
accident.
Nick. Joke's on you. Joke's on you. Phoenix is into that crap, Barnacle.
Nice.
so as we start our actual journey, well, first day's a little rough, but generally uneventful. I would like we'll start with Barnacle. Actually, no, we'll start with we'll go the other way. We'll start with Phoenix. Give me percentile dice as you are
Lower
traveling along the road.
28.
Okay. That's alrighty. So, you're about a day out. You're on your second days of traveling along the road. You come at a little over noon. Like you stopped for lunch. Gerald cooked up a nice meal for everyone. He's actually a really really good cook. Before you guys proceeded on, but you pass through a small little thicket of trees along the road. And as you pass under, some of the lower hanging branches of one of the ones that come close to the road, something falls off one of the branches
No.
onto Merritt's head.
No.
Um, Merritt, give me a quick call this a dex save.
I'm not good at those. It's fine. Woo! 3!
As landing, screeching as you've heard before.
Fucking squirrel!
This fucking squirrel, mangy squirrel, just lands on your head, messing up your hair. You actually you like take like a point of damage as like it rips out a chunk of hair as it's scrambling on your head to like jump off like going up one of your horns before it jumps off the cart and scrambles away into
get it off! Get it off!
That squirrel, and Phoenix is gonna giggle and say, that squirrel does not like you, does it, Merritt?
That stupid fucking squirrel!
Phoenix is sitting there giggling to himself, laughing.
Between 20 and 30, another encounter with the Barrett has another encounter with the fucking squirrel.
Fucking Phoenix, geez, rolling shitty.
I thought lower was better. Is that only in Sven's campaign?
It's not like anything really bad happened. Hell, it was better for me.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was comedic relief. I mean, I'm dying.
One character took a point of damage, as opposed to like getting into like a fight or something. Yeah, that's better. But like worse for merit.
Other than that, the day's travel is uneventful. Um, coming, to the next day up, our third day of travel. Merit, if you would give me a D100.
Another encounter with the squirrel.
Unfortunately, I actually only had that on my table once. Okay. As you were getting further away from the village, you're actually entering a more hilly area of the terrain. As you are traveling on your third days of travel, or on your third day of travel, you notice a little bit before noon that hmm. Yes.
You know you're in trouble when the DM starts laughing.
No, I just gotta whisper for Barnacle. Apparently, the chat loved the squirrel. Yeah.
Wow, Sven. It's not the chat, it's Sven. He's the one that redeemed it. I'm gonna deny that request. I'm gonna reject and refund his point.
Merritt, you notice off the road in one of the hills that has a bit of more of a steeper side to it, there is a kind of a rounded stone door just set into the side of the hill. Or not rounded, arched.
I gave the squirrel a boost of healing, by the way.
Stop helping the squirrel. I'm denying that.
That's true.
Get your points back, idiot. I'm abusing the
fuck
mod power.
the guy who like hologram projected himself in front of you guys. It's the squirrel, the mangy squirrel. That's the true villain.
I know the squirrel. Watch the squirrel secretly be the Crystal Heart campaign fucking main boss, and
bro, the squirrel has had the Crystal Heart this whole fucking time. He's just keeping it safe for whoever like owns it.
Yeah.
Is there any path leading up to this door?
Give me an investigation check or perception.
BRB bathroom, guys.
Wow, that's 2 in a row.
You are a halfling. You can re-roll those.
Yes, that's right.
Hold
on.
Better you than anybody else, I guess.
Click my dice.
You're pretty sure. Oh, okay.
3 in a row.
I think you gotta change your dice going.
Just keep going. I want to see how many. Reroll the animal handling check. I want to see it.
Barnacle, you were convinced that, at least from this distance, that Merritt is seeing things. It's just a rocky like cliffside to the hill.
Okay.
With and there's other hills in the way. So it's like, what do you mean that it's just more hills?
No, right, there's a door there. Don't you see that rock? Like, I'm not crazy.
No, I just see a rock. I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't roll.
I know, I'm being
sarcastic. You didn't roll for perception.
I know, I'm being sarcastic. I'm gonna roll a perception now, Nick.
He rolls a 1. I also only see rocks.
Let's see here. What do we get?
He was specifically looking for if there was a path to it, but
Hey, 11.
Yeah, Phoenix, you do see the stone door. And as you're like looking more closely, it looks like there is a mostly kind of like light dirt with like a cobblestone every once in a while that looks mostly overgrown, but looks like there was once a path over to where the stone door is.
Alright, guys, so I do see a stone door, unlike Merritt over there, who just observes rocks, but yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, do we want to check out the stone door, guys? I do see the stone door, by the way, with a path that looks like it was leading up to it, I tell the party.
Can I do an insight check to see if this is where the DM wants us to go?
I think that's up for you to decide.
Eda personally
What time of day is it?
completely uninterested, but
It's just before noon. It's around 10:30, 11.
See what we have. I don't know. Can't think of any reason why we'd want to bother this guy. There's nothing really we could ask him or trade with him.
I mean, a good common question would be, what is there a door doing in the middle of the forest?
It leads to a house.
Hills. Yeah,
Hills,
we kind of
well.
moved away from the forest.
Okay, well, what is the middle? What's the door doing in the middle of the hills? I mean, I don't think that's a uncommon question. I mean, if it's not, alright, is the door connected to the house, Nick?
The door is in the side of a hill. Like it looks
Okay.
like so it's a hill that seems to have a bit of like a
Like a hobbit
steeper
house.
kind of cliff to it.
Well, not round.
Yeah, it looks like like a stone arched doorway that's just like set to the side of the hill.
Right. Oh, fine. Do we want to check it out? I mean, group decides. I mean, I'm fine with checking it out or leaving it. I'm just saying, like, it might be interesting to see what's behind it. We might find, like, a kobold holder or something, you know?
Go ahead, check it out. If you're curious, go for it.
All right.
So
well,
we'll stop
Phoenix
the
is
wagon
going
for a
to.
minute. I mean, the cart.
I was gonna
and
say
wait for him.
Phoenix is going. I was gonna say Phoenix is going to go up and check the door, see if there's like a handle or anything he can grab onto and turn.
Yeah. You walk up to it. It's only about 60, 70 feet away from the road. You go up to it. Looks like there's like a seam in the middle. Looks like it's kind of double doors, but there's no handle.
I'm just gonna try pushing onto the door. Just push it with one hand and see if it pops open.
All right.
If it doesn't pop
Give
open,
me actually, I'll just push it to you. The athletics check.
well, I just push it like it's not like I'm pushing on it like heave-hoeing into it. It's just like I just stick my hand out and push on it just to see if it opens. But okay.
Well, it's a heavy stone door, so
7.
You're not trying.
not one. Not a lot. Glad to get the ones out for all this
Shit,
stuff.
for real.
Yeah. Like so, Phoenix, you try to push on it, and it's just as you it's like it's a proper heavy stone door. Okay, we gotta put a little bit of force in here, and as you start to do so, your foot slips, and you just bang your face into the stone door.
Fair enough.
Pick yourself up, shake it off, look like nothing happened. Glance back, everyone's staring at you. You got a slight nosebleed.
Okay, well, I can't open the door. Is there any magical runes on it or anything that I can notice?
Give me a investigation check here.
Investigation.
Just push that to you. Once I have it up.
That's a 15.
It looks like there was once markings on the door, but have since kind of been faded away, or
Alright.
have been um, ru- worn away to
Well, if I
make them
can't
kind
open
of
the door,
unintentional.
if I can't open the door, nothing I can do about it. I just walk back to the party then. Like nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
I can't open the door and I can't see what's carved on the door, so obviously nothing. It's not worth my time. So I just say, we don't worry about it and just go back to the party and continue on. Say, let's continue on.
Can I do a quick religion check? Does it look like this is a burial ground or anything having to do with some sort of religious ceremony?
Yeah, give me a religion check.
Also, the last time I played the game, Nick, I prayed to my patron deity, Asnias. Did she offer any insight on anything, or?
We'll get to that in a bit. Let me just resolve what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barnacle, as you kind of, having seen now Phoenix walk, and like, oh, okay, I see what we're talking about now. I'm kind of looking at a distance, taking in kind of the scene. You're pretty sure it's a burial site of some kind. Something about it strikes you as distinctly dwarven, though you can't possibly, but you don't really know anything else, or can't. There's no details to really tell anything beyond that.
Okay. Well, guys, this is some sort of dwarven built door, and it's probably some sort of burial site.
Alright, well, if it's a burial site, I suggest we just leave it then. I don't think, disturbing it is a good idea. Might piss off whatever person is, in there, basically.
On the
Might
other
come back
hand,
and haunt us.
they might not be restful dead either.
Well, I'd prefer not to find out. I say just leave things go and just move on.
How far are we
I
from
mean-
any form of civilization?
You are about 3 days away from Village Falsefang.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's a cause for concern. I don't really think, I'll leave it up to Barnacle to decide if it's a cause for concern. But I don't think it's a cause for concern given how far away we are from any known villages. And also the matter of the fact is there's no, runes on it. There's no, markings or anything saying that something is trying to eke out of it. So I think we better just leave it alone, Barnacle. What do you think?
I'll go
Yeah,
leave
overall.
a Agdar pamphlet on the door.
Yes,
we'll keep
because
going.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we gain any XP from that, Nick, or no? Or that's right, we don't get XP.
We aren't. I
yeah.
do milestone leveling for this
Yeah.
campaign.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. The rest of your day seems to be largely uneventful. However, Phoenix, if you could really quickly drop a charisma saving throw into the tower as you guys go to bed later that night.
Charisma saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's the tower. Was it good or bad?
I guess you'll find out.
I hate when Nick says that. I mean, Phoenix is not charismatic in any way, so I doubt he's probably going to win this one. He has a +1 of charisma. I don't think he's charismatic in any way. I think Barnacle's more charismatic than I am.
Going to work with Ina and try to learn how to care for the horse.
Ina doesn't know super well. She might know more than some people. Her wisdom is really high, but I don't have proficiency in animal handling. Which is fine. Like, the way I designed her character, she wouldn't, but...
Why would a druid need to know things about animals? Crazy.
You say that as if she uses a wild shape at all.
Listen, if you
Over
could log,
the next day, I'll have Ina, if you could give me a D100. Uh, you find that Phoenix is talking to anyone and everyone about stones and how
don't.
nice stones are and how the different kinds of stones that can be used and how like what's good about graphite or granite, what's good about sedimentary rocks, what's like so cool about like, and he just will not shut up about stones and their various uses and their various properties over the course of this next days of travel.
Okay.
Ina, if you could give me that V100.
Oh dear.
Hmm. All right. Okay. You guys will give me a sec as during this course of travel on this day, a little after, in the afternoon, as the sky is a little overcast, you guys hear ahead of you down the road the sounds of some distressed mooing.
Stress mooing.
All right, so we will. I'll try to pick up the pace.
All right. Give me an animal handling check as you whip the horse into high gear.
Yay.
All right. Yeah. No issues as you have the horse take off. Well, soon Phoenix and Ina are also keeping up.
Yes, well, I'm attempting to.
Say
Yeah.
for the sake of this, the other acolytes and the donkey are kind of struggling to keep up as you guys start taking off at a faster pace. But Gerald's along for the ride.
Bring Gerald into danger.
Oh, he's our horse watcher. So if we need to go fight, I have told everybody this as well, that we've arranged for the priests to watch the animals, so we don't have to worry about them. If it does come
Yes.
down to a fight, I'll let them know.
So as you're coming up, there's a slight little like fork or not fork, turn in the road. You kind of goes around this small little hill as Ina and Phoenix are running behind to catch up. Things look a little like.
I mean, am I still talking about rocks?
Yep, you were talking about rocks, and then for the fact for your sake, it doesn't affect your normal gameplay. It's just you fill every moment you can talking about rocks.
Okay. I was gonna ask, do I need to pursue? Am I Dwayne the Rock Johnson? Get the joke?
No.
The Rock.
Well,
I
Yes,
enjoy
but no. As far as you still are Phoenix. You have no issues there. Just and you're still fully yourself. You just have a lot of knowledge about rocks, and you need to share it with everyone.
Hmm.
Like everyone needs to know how cool and important rocks are. As you guys kind of come up around the corner,
Did not mean to do that. Sorry.
actually, that does remind me at an important point. Merritt, are you good with all your stuff?
I was doing that in the process of getting good with all my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, I should be good.
Okay. Huh. Could have sworn I had cow in the NPCs.
Ginger guard.
No, cow,
CO.
COW.
Oh, okay.
Um, are they underneath like their name? I could have sworn that was one of like the generic NPCs you get with the monster animal.
Oh no, is his name Roll? Because I might have a dull axe that's going to take hours worth of chopping to deal with.
Yeah, horses, yes. Cows, no.
Huh. That kind of puts up. You know what? I'm just going to do.
It's not a familiar either, so it's not under any of those either.
I mean, does somebody really want a cow as a familiar, though? I mean, how'd that work?
Well,
Generally
you could
Free milk.
have Druid turn into a cow.
Free milk, free butter, cheese.
Yeah.
So what
You know what? I'm just going
I
to use this elk instead.
If it is,
please do not put the image of Inafira turning into a cow and
do
us
not
milking her in my head.
even suggest. She would never. I don't care about Barnacle's need for gourmet cuisine.
All I'm saying is we better not have a Baldur's Gate 3 moment. Or Baldur's Gate moment.
I've not played that game, and
We
now
will
I'm
not.
glad that I haven't because I don't want to know.
Well, there
I
was
don't want. I said I don't want to know. Please.
fair enough. For those of you that get the reference, you guys are messed up. Just saying the Baldur's Gate reference.
Oh dear. Outing
Just stop
yourself,
making
are we?
reference, my man.
So as you come around this hill, uh, right in the cart, you see a number of cows that are around, and one cow that's being held up by a very large person,
Oof.
Dear.
a
Okay.
giant, if you will, a giant of a person,
Wow.
who's holding this giant or holding this cow, kind of, as one would hold like a dog, a small dog. It's like kind of holding them, kind of close to the body, is like petting them. The hill giant is sitting down. You can kind of see this giant club off to the side, off to one side, like resting on the ground next to him
How are
as
the
he's
other
Elk.
cows
holding this
reacting?
cow.
It says elk.
Okay, but it's
Yes,
cow.
we're using elk to represent the cows
Okay.
How
because
are the other
apparently I
cows
do not have a
reacting?
cow. The other cows also they aren't like storming around, but they like all just look dis. Give me a. We'll call this an insight check.
Okay.
All right.
Not 20.
Also,
And-
I will mention this before anything else happens. Ina can speak giant.
Nice.
I
So I
believe,
now
right?
know which cows are mating with other cows
Mm.
with my 24 insight.
Gross.
I mean,
I also
move over.
speak giant.
I speak Aarakocra, which I thought, our Aarakocra companion would be with us for most of this aspect, but he is not, so I have no use for that one.
Yet.
Yes, yeah.
Alrighty. You can tell that.
Okay. Guys, this is not what it seems. This, he seems to be calming that cow down. As far as I can tell. Something else is spooking him.
So the Hill Giant's not the enemies. Do one of you guys want to go talk to it and see?
Well, so the hill giant does see you guys as you were rushing around the corner, coming
Mhm.
towards you. He's kind of
Yep.
holding the cow like you'd hold a kind of a small dog, and it's like kind
Yep.
of petting it,
Like how I'm
and then kind
holding
of
my
like
cat,
We will
basically.
stop the horse. I'll stop the horse.
Like how I'm holding my cat.
all right. Give me a general. Also, actually, here I'll just request the roll from everybody. General. Call this a persuasion check. Call this a vibe check.
Oh dear. Ina is the worst when it comes to
And
vibe.
it looks like an 18 on my screen. The vibes are rancid. They are off. They are bad.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay. Yeah, in general, seems to be okay. So, what are you guys doing? You guys stop the horse. The hill giant seems like takes notice of you, but um, but as you stop, you can see that he kind of like stopped. Like he was gonna go for his club, but like kind of stops as you stop.
I'll hop down and give the reins to Gerald. I've been practicing my giant with Ina, but I still have a really bad accent.
Ina's not very helpful.
Here, actually, I'll unlock tokens for now.
Okay, what,
Ina probably glances back to see where the acolytes are.
Well, Phoenix is just gonna stand there and let Ina and Barnacle take over because he does not speak giant and does not claim to want to interfere with your guys' work anyway. So he's just gonna sit there on the ground, sharpening his spear, and talking about rocks to the rock next to him.
Alrighty. Hmm.
Alright, so I'm calling out. My crossbow is still on the cart, but I do have my net and my rapier on my belt, but my hands are free as I'm calling out.
All right. Give me a second.
And I would like to do a knowledge check to see what I know of hill giants or creatures like this.
All right. Yeah, feel free to. Actually, I'll paste that to everyone. The giant responds with,
Wow, Merritt knows his giants.
Also, Phoenix
I went
knows
to
giants
school.
apparently as well.
yeah, you can kind of
Oh,
tell the
dear.
giant seems.
And then Ina knows giants as well.
Well, it
She
seems
does
to
know
be
giants.
side-eyeing kind of the rest of your, you know, or the people near the cart. He does seem to be more receptive to you, Barnacle.
It's the
Um,
size difference. That's what's doing it.
Yep.
um,
You're not a threat.
Rude.
you guys apparently know a lot about giants in general, but specifically for hill giants, you know they're g- generally stupid. They're kind of childlike mentalities. They can be hostile at times, but just as easily placated. Um, if they feel threatened, they will lash out. But they have a soft spot for animals. Uh, and that they have like a general association with the earth and kind of an earth element.
Any special attacks
Um,
or defenses?
Defenses, no. They are fairly hardy creatures, so they can take a lot. Special attacks, nothing you wouldn't expect from someone who's just generally pretty strong. They have been known to chuck rocks at people and people at people.
Cows.
Cows. Yeah.
Phoenix, like, ooh, rocks.
Right.
Um,
Exactly. Phoenix is just sitting there talking to the rock next to him.
I guess. Well, kind of it in that to expand upon that. They generally have an easy time pulling or like just grabbing clumps of dirt out of the ground and chucking it with
Nice.
as if it were a you know a more condensed pile of rock, the kind of earth element lending itself to them.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. um yeah, he kind of so this giant did respond to you, your question. I can repeat that if you in the chat if you'd like me to.
And I'll call out in common. Hey, Ina, do you have anything treatment for bug bites? And I'll look in my backpack. I did have the special stuff that the druid made to keep bugs off us.
Yeah.
I don't see it in my backpack anymore, though. So I will respond with.
Yeah. You guys wouldn't know that the hill giants aren't known for knowing languages outside of giant.
Mhm.
Most of them aren't smart enough to be able to even pick up on common.
Probably. Mm.
Yeah, I don't see that. I could have sworn I had it in here. Maybe we used it, but and so if he will allow me to, I'll walk over here toward this one and start using the water, the decanter of endless water to rinse them off. Do I see any signs of? And I'll, as I'm walking over there, I'll say, "You guys keep an eye out for big bugs or swarms."
Yeah, you can see to which he does let you guys approach. Barnacle, you can see as you approach this one, which is also kind of limping a little bit. Well, you can see like a number of smaller bug bites kind of along its side. There's a large kind of like puncture wound near its back leg, as if from something that much larger than like a small bug.
Okay. You know, any idea what would do this?
Ina, you see something similar on the one that you've approached.
Okay. I was considering using either the willow bark or just casting cure wounds. But I might use the willow bark because I don't know how excited the giant would be to see magic. And I will toss you the information.
Ina and Barnacle, feel free to give me medicine and nature checks.
Oh boy.
Medicine to kind of like look at the wound and treat it. Nature to kind of figure out what might do it.
Wow, I'm the new leader with a 5. Okay. My lead has been supplied for me.
I think it's how many nature checks you've rolled is the leader.
27. That's impressive.
So Barnacle, like you pull out stuff for like regular bug bites, and then see like, oh, while there is some regular bug bites on here, that's kind of like on these cows. I don't have stuff for the larger things. That seems to be what the giant is more worried about. So you go and work on the actual like bug bites. All good. You help kind of properly care for the actual like larger wounds. And while you're out, just like doing some just proper care to the cows.
He's doing his best, but
yeah, like, oh, this cow has something in its hoof. I'm just gonna take that out real quick. But you're more focused on actually treating the wounds rather than thinking about what did this. You're cleaning out some of the wounds. Like, oh, that's a weird little gunk thing in there. Let's clean that out. Wrap this up. Apply the willow bark. Barnacle, as you like get a closer look at some of these wounds, you realize you think something in the vein of an onkeg. I think I said that right.
Okay.
Which are kind of these large insectoid creatures. They kind of look like this.
Nice.
Might have caused this bite. You can see, they're, that they're generally known for being a little acidic as well, and you can kind of tell some of that based off of the, wound structure and telltale signs of damage.
It looks like my ex-wife.
That with the added context of giant bug from the hill giant. And you're pretty sure it's some onkeg or something in that vein.
All right, so I'll ask him. And move on to the next animal. Yep, I like Ankeks and their cold cousins, the Ramirez, up in the frozen lands. It's not.
He looks sad as he finishes up his phrase.
No, that's so sad.
We are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, about 60 feet away. Yeah, I think I can yell that far. I'll yell out, we're dealing with Ankeks. They're this underground big bugs. I'll yell that back to Merritt and Phoenix.
Merritt is happily staying in the cart.
Phoenix is
Can
sitting
he
there.
figure
Phoenix,
out what he knows about Onkeks?
Phoenix is just sitting there.
Give
talking
me
to the rock.
a nature check.
It ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, I too would like
Phoenix
to know.
is very
That's
enthralled with
power.
this rock he's staring at, by the way.
Wow, I did my dissertation on Ankeks in cleric school.
Yeah.
I'm not one for
Yes.
bugs, so
Yeah. No.
I'm very familiar with Ankeks, so Barnacle knows what I
Yeah.
know.
No.
Barnacle did his thesis statement on
Yeah. There's not a whole lot
Huh.
for the Ankeg that is of good magical significance. They're generally large bugs, monstrosities technically, that are good tunnelers, and have an acid sac that allows them to kind of spray acid.
Yep.
again, nothing good about
Nice.
them.
No,
Just-
they
Yeah.
have really good carapace that you can make armor out of
Yeah.
and shields for
They have a nice
druids and
strong
stuff.
carapace, and if you're able to get their acid sac harvested whole, it can be made into a fine alcohol. I want
That's
to
more my
say
speed.
mead, but I think that might be wrong. But it can be made into used as a good base for a nice strong alcohol.
That's the only part they taught us
I
about
have
in wizard
discussed
school.
it, but like
That's right.
Nothing
that's
about the
your
Yeah,
carapace.
that's what
thing.
Barnacle really knows them for. It's like, oh yeah, I've had some of that. It's really dangerous to harvest, but it can be, used for a good strong alcohol.
Kind of a specialty.
Phoenix is just sitting there staring at rocks like, ooh, shiny.
Oh, yeah. I have to remember he's also just a child. So how he, sorry, this is more just me struggling to figure out how you would say this.
Take your time.
Think of the kid from Bill Cosby's comedy, I'm 4.
You'd say something along those lines. A little bit more childlike, but that's what I got.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So as I finish up, I will.
And he kind of points southeast, just like kind of southeastern direction as he says that.
So I'll move on. Ask him if he wants a drink. I'll set down the pitcher and then move back.
That's cow doctor.
So he kind of like picks up the as like picture, kind of saying the first part. And as he does, between his two fingers, he accidentally crushes it, and then says the second part.
Oh, really? So my didn't think it would break because it was magic, but okay.
Wait, what did you set down?
The decanter of endless water.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard like a pitcher, so I thought you like took out a pitcher and filled it for him.
Oh no.
If it was the decanter, it would not break.
Okay. Yeah. I misspoke.
So I was like, oh, thank you. He looks at like, instead of be like, ooh, and then you can see him like kind of like pour out a little stream for his like a callus next to him before he like brings it up, kind of like, and this is like just between his like index and thumb. It's like barely anything. It's completely dispersed. It looks like there's just a tiny stream of water as he's kind of like very carefully, and it's like he's holding it there and like it's still going. Still going. Like it goes for like he just lets it go for a while, like seemingly just waiting for it to stop, and it's not because it's endless water. After like a minute or two, well, after several minutes, he like stops as he like starts coughing because it's like he's like expecting it to stop at some point and just didn't.
Oh, I did the wrong. Trying to whisper. Anyway, so I'll head back, explain to them, hey, there's these little bug things. We should probably go kill them so they don't destroy his cows, but also any other people who are coming around here and stuff. They're to the southeast. Plus, we can harvest their skin, and sometimes we might even be able to get their acid, and we can sell it and make alcohol out of it too.
I'll say, as you guys are debating this, we are actually going to go to break.
Okay.
As it is that time. To which that does mean, I think, unless Jess just feels like staying up with us, I think we're saying bye to him now.
Yes, that will be the end for me tonight, unfortunately.
Right.
So
In that case, we'll see you next week.
Yes, I'm only doing half campaigns for Amantha and Ashley because of some new medication and some health problem presented itself, so I cannot stay up to full 1 a.m. anymore, unfortunately. So,
No worries.
I hope you start to feel better soon.
thank you. It's
Alrighty, we are back once again in the action. Thanks again to Nick for taking over and being the boss man for the 4th and when applicable 5th weeks on Thursday nights. So take it away, Nick.
Yeah, more than happy. It's always fun to DM. Yeah, so as you guys are headed toward or dealing with this hill giant who, as it sounded like before the break, you were intending to go and deal with this Onkheg infestation. I'm also correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll assume you probably asked for some more clarification on directions from the hill giant, and will probably leave your cart in a safe spot along the road, along with the acolytes.
We'll actually just leave it here. We can pull it up a little closer to the hill giant, and they can just chill with him.
All right.
They do. Hill giants do have a soft spot for animals.
Yeah, you can see he immediately wants to like pet the horse, possibly even lift the donkey, and pet him as well. Also, you do find out that the cow, or the hill giant, this cow herder, who is, definitely worried about his cow and is like trying to take care of them. His name is Cug.
I love him, Your Honor.
And he gives you a little bit more direction. The White Hill, as he said earlier, is a hill that has a bunch of just like white flowers on it. That's about a half hour's walk southeast, kind of off the road. And he said he like seen a bunch of bugs, giant and little. Beyond that, not more little than giant, but he doesn't really go over there because bugs. Yeah, I guess other than that, for those of whoever's leading the off the beaten path, if you could give me a survival check as you make your way there. I don't know.
I am not proficient in it.
I don't know who should either. Wait, do I have survival proficiency? That is it.
I would imagine you would.
I do.
You'd at least be more wise than the rest of us.
Yeah. Okay. I am proficient, y'all. It's all good.
Hi. All right. If you could give me that
In the tower?
check, no, just in chat.
Okay, I'm scared. Okay, don't be scared.
Wow, a lot of 20s, a lot of ones this, session.
Oops, all crits.
Yeah, no, you have no trouble, picking up on just like the subtle like game paths that are, between the hills, are, and able to like expertly, find the best path. Heck, you make it. It's supposed to take roughly, 30 minutes. You make it there in less than 20. Making it past the, the White Hill, which is the large hill with all these, nice little, little white tulip flowers on them. And like immediately as you like kind of like pass there, you start finding more like little bugs just kind of buzzing around. But with the nat 20, you kind of like you start picking out, okay, where will be good places for large tunnel dwelling bugs to do. here do. Oh, there's like here's paths of large bugs and previous like tunnel you know tunnel surfacing areas or where they might have burrowed under the ground, leading all to a nearby hill. As I'll throw you guys all on the map. I was just going to um as you were like approaching the hill, you are pretty sure where the Onkheg nest would be. Is there anything you guys do to prepare?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't really have any
I
spells
apologize.
I can do.
Barnacle, you rolled super well on the check, right? So do you know anything about like weaknesses that they might have, for example?
Nah, they don't really have any weaknesses. You just gotta treat them like a giant cockroach and just squish them. Try to keep away from each other once one of them pops up, because they'll shoot acid. So if we're all clumped together, it can get all of us at once.
Good to know. Good to know. Wait, so how close are we to where the Onkegs are?
We don't know for sure, but he said about over on a hill. If we see the white hill, we've gone too far.
So beyond the White Hill. And with Ina's check, as she's kind of like tracking around the area, she's well, you guys are pretty sure you're like a hill over. Here, this map as I throw you guys on them. As you kind of like crest this hill to get a little bit of better viewpoint of the surrounding area. The White Hills, a little bit to your west. Like you have just passed it. Ina's, pointing out some trails that all seem to lead to this hill over here. So, that's how close you are, if that helps.
Okay. Because I'm thinking I'm gonna, like, use minor illusion to, like, make a boulder that I can hide inside. I guess, fuck it, minor illusion is 30 feet away, so I can't really do it where I want to do it yet, so... So we're good for now.
Okay. Ina, are you going to summon your wildfire spirit?
Yeah. That's probably a good idea. It takes a full action, doesn't it?
Yes. Shoot, I realize that's only for one round. I need to make that just... Let's just do that.
Both are nice maps. I like them.
Yeah. Can't take all the credit. They are nice maps I found on Pinterest.
Nice.
Gotta give credit where credit's due. I do not know who these maps were originally, just that I found them on Pinterest.
Right.
So sorry, I'm applying a skip turn to the people who will not be in the fight and make it so that it doesn't, hopefully I applied that correctly, but yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, the only difference, just make sure they're. The problem I had is I had as it defaulted to 1 round.
Yes, I saw
So-
that as I applied to the first couple people, and I've now changed it to 1 hour, so
There
it
we
should
go.
not. Yeah. Here, let me throw the wildfire spirit on the map as you summon him. I would like everyone to give me
$5.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Joke's
starting to
on you,
charge
I
for
don't
my
have $5.
Cleaning services.
yeah. No, perception checks as you get here. And well, actually I'll also ask for some stealth checks.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I did not
Oh
realize you were
dear.
pushing the
Oh
perception check.
dear. It's fine.
That's all right if you've just exited.
Gosh,
Okay.
these dice are not on our side.
You're okay with our perception?
Yeah. As you
Hey,
guys are on
do
this
you see
hill,
anything?
you see what looks to be a hole kind of on the side of the hill, roughly, where the H is on the map. You do kind of see it, but more importantly, Barnacle and Ina, you notice what looks to be like if you ever watched like a Bugs Bunny cartoon where he's like kind of tunneling underneath the earth. Um, you see 3 of those lines coming
Mm.
towards you, like around here. 3 lines that are kind of coming from where the H is towards you guys.
Okay. Well,
And we're gonna have initiative. And I will push I guess you already rolled, but
I'm sorry.
no, it's all right. I asked for it, and I'm not the best about pushing for it, so I'll just not include you in my push.
oh, okay. I was working on getting to. Dear Lord, it's fine. I roll 20 or I roll garbage. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Um,
I feel
with that, bring it to the top of the round with Barnacle. You see these kind of telltale tunnel lines coming towards you. 3 of them being in the vicinity of the red square at the moment.
All right, so they aren't out yet. Getting the visual set up here. Still the only one with a 2D map. Come on, ladies, you gotta get with it. 2D icon. Alright, well. Okay, that. Yeah, I guess all I'm going to do is just go ahead, and now that they're here, again, I don't want to be clumped up. What's the height difference between where we are and where they are? It looks like we're on a little hill.
You guys will be about 15 feet up,
Wow,
which I will
okay.
adjust.
Higher than what I thought.
As you're at
Okay.
the peak of the hill, and the between where you are and where you see the lines, there's like a more immediate drop off.
Alright, so I'm going to move over here and bring out my... Whoa, that was not where I wanted it to go. That was weird. Spiritual weapon. Click off the spell slot. Click. And then I will ready my main action. To cast ship spell. Switch my combat view. There we go. Turn complete. So I put the weapon. For some reason, it appeared way over by the red square, and it should be right next to me.
Okay. Let's here. Is that where you want it?
Yes.
Okay. So you prepare your thing, cast your spell.
That should have passed the turn. Yes.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
I had something in front of it. That's my fault. Dang. One of the lines gets a bit closer. And I need to check something. See one start burst out of the ground. One that appears to be unusually short.
Oh boy. He's weird.
I'm sorry. What was the action that you held, Barnacle?
The ship spell within 60 feet, so it would go off. I would be able to cast
Alrighty.
it on him.
I do that first. As
And
he
if this onerous spell goes out, it fails. Yay! It has not been hurt yet.
has not.
So it takes that thunder damage, and is it a 1? It's not. Okay.
Kind of yells and pain as this ship's bell goes off in its head before kind of rearing back and shooting a line. Hmm. Because it would primarily be aimed for Barnacle, because especially with the thing. I'm going to say it's going to just miss Merit. Because it's a 30-foot straight line.
That I appreciate that.
We are
and
15 feet up, too, so.
You are 15 feet up, so it actually, yeah, no, it would miss Merit regardless because he has to angle it up at Barnacle. Yep, that's me, messing with the elf up there for a second. But yeah, no, he's gonna spray some acid in your direction as it kind of like arcs up and try to go over you. But you manage to dodge out of the way for half damage.
I'm sort of used to this because it's sort of like the ocean. Can't see things until they pop up.
Yep. You kind of mostly hung around on behind this rock, but some of it like splatters over, like sea mists. You do take some acid damage, but that is its turn, bringing us to Merit.
And I'll point it out. There's one right there.
Yep, as you see this acid kind of come up over the hill.
Okay. Merritt is gonna fuck the other idea. He's just gonna start attacking. think he moves there. Can you see the Ankeg from there?
Yeah, from there you can see him.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and use. What was this? Here we go. He casts what he calls a Mind Splinter on the Ankeg.
Alrighty.
And that's a bonus action. Let me put the attacks on it. It has disadvantage on Constitution checks, and that's a bonus action. So he is going to go ahead, and then I don't think I can cast a spell because that was a spell. Or actually, since that was a leveled spell, I can cast a cantrip, right? That's an action.
Yes.
Cool. He's gonna come up and use a firebolt then. Man.
Oh, no.
Oof.
Yeah. There's like vegetation in front of me. He like tried to kind of maneuver it so like his hands were sticking out through the vegetation, and he just kind of there was like a spider web in the bush. And like as he pulls his hands back, the fireball just misses wildly. And that's his turn.
Ah, the spider jumped at me.
Yeah. I'm changing my fucking dice color. I think I've rolled like 3 or 4 ones tonight.
Dear.
Another one of the Onkegs, bursts from the ground with weird, humble chortle coming out of its being as it kind of emerges. Yeah. Its little chittering noises sounding almost like a laugh. As it also is going to try and spray.
They look really cool in the 2D view.
Yeah.
Token
the
view, whatever you want
3D
to call
view,
it.
you mean?
It's not really 3D, but yeah, whatever they call it. I call it 2D or token view, or
yeah.
I can forget what they call it. They call it
This one's going to go for. Well, actually,
camera.
No.
Anyway,
Ina, give me a odds or evens.
Oh dear. Let's say evens.
All right, you need to make a dex save as it kind of arches its acid spray in your direction.
Do you want to throw it at me, or
I'm just
should I
gonna drop it on you.
Oh,
Unfortunately, that is a fail. Or 3d6 acid damage. As you're like further back, you are you're like paying attention to the first one that emerged, and getting debating on what to do. Arching up the hillside onto you is just a bunch of acid, just like it fully coats you. And also it's like, oh no, my little spirit's behind me. Don't want it to get acid on it, so you kind of just full body it.
just think of it as
Not terrible.
exfoliant.
Yeah,
Very
not
good
terrible
for the
amount of
skin.
damage, but a little bit. That actually brings us to your turn, Ina. Looks your wildfire spirit does go right after you.
Okay.
Or it's supposed to, regardless, but.
So you said there were 3 lines, correct?
Yes. 2 have moved forward and emerged. The other one's still back in the vicinity of the red square.
Okay. Oh dear. Next turn. How about? I forgot that I have a certain fun spell. But I'm just too far away to do anything that I would normally do. Oh, you know what? I have these bone javelins. I can throw one. Why not? Um,
Run, jump, and tame it. Make it your mount.
uh, if only that would work. But I'm gonna throw this. Ina is apparently great at
Nice.
throwing javelin.
23.
It's not a whole lot of damage, but it does damage. Maybe I should have held my action, but here we are. And the wildfire spirit, I'm gonna, well, he can just shoot a little seed. How about, right? 30 feet is my range. Where is his character? Oh, I found what the range is. I can't check. It's fine. I don't know how far the range is. I believe it's 30 feet. Here, let me check in Ina's
For
form.
the fire seed,
Yes.
a range of 60.
Okay, awesome.
It's if you click the little arrow glass that's on the next to the fire or seed in the options
Oh,
page,
okay.
it'll show
Okay.
properties range 60.
I was trying to click on like the item information, the dragon thing, but it didn't exist. So
Is the fire spirit earthbound? Or can it walk out
it
and
can
float?
float.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it move right after it does.
It can float.
That's
And
cool.
then it's gonna just kind of float
Yeah.
over here.
30 feet worth of fly speed, its movement speed, and it can hover.
Wow. Nice.
So it's just, floating up 15 feet above the valley, even with you guys. So yeah, you take this acid spray, pull out one of the bone javelins, chuck it down as it, gouges, part of the hide before sticking into the ground next to it. As you send your wildfire spirit out to fly above and just throw a, flaming seed at it, kind of burning, part of its head. Is that it, or is there anything else you want to do?
I believe that will be my turn.
All right.
Okay.
You see with your guys' check from earlier, you see the third line moves forward but does not emerge in that general area. Apparently, it must have. Oh, is it because I had an explanation point? That's.
I saw that, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if
it
it
was
would
because.
work.
Yeah, okay. It's because I had explanation point. Let me just get rid of that for all these guys and make sure I just make things simpler on myself going forward. Okay, brings us to top of the round with Barnacle.
Wow, again. Well, it's 14. Sad. All right. Oh, that's right. I forgot we don't reroll.
Yeah, no, I do not have it set up to reroll.
Well, it's a deep subject for a shallow mind. What's the difference between these two? This one is only a one-time deal. Yes. Alright, so I'm going to look at everybody else around me. I'm going to use my bonus action to move this guy. Is that adjacent to him? The spiritual weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
Go slightly so it's square, but yeah.
Whoa, that was not what I meant to do. So ignore that. There you go. That's a miss. Alright.
Oof.
But I am going to move because I'm trying not to trip over these bushes and rocks and fall off. I'm going to move back a little bit as the sky darkens. And there is a cloud cover that appears above them. As I start casting a spell, calling upon Akdar. 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius cylinder on a point I can see. Alright, let me switch the view real quick so I can draw it. Draw a circle. And I'm going to scooch it a little bit this way. Well, I expect them to come up after us. I'll leave it where it was. Alright, so putting it here as these bolt of lightning flashes down to a point. I'm going to use my action following turns. Okay. Just had to remember it's been a minute since I've used it. Alright. Oh, so if it actually hits where the spiritual weapon is, it'll hit them both. Nice. Thanks for grouping together, guys.
That's what they're supposed to say to us.
Yeah. Except his thing's a line.
Nice. Wow.
Dang.
40 damage, not too shabby. As this crack of thunder, lightning lights up the area. What is this for? Oh, there we go. It's on myself.
This Honkeg is now extremely hurt, as him and his fellow Honkeg were flash fried by the lightning.
Nice. Love that for him.
This one goes underground.
Boo.
Starts burrowing into the ground. And you do not see him. That brings us to Merritt.
Well, fuck. The one that I had set up stuff to do ran away. Okay. Well, You know what? I have a staff of the Python, and I haven't used it yet, so I think I might. But I can't open up the NPC link that's in the item.
Give me a second to check that out. Is my link.
Goodness.
It's probably because it's in the DM rules. That's why. Here, I will just. Did you get that giant constrictor snake there?
Yes, I did.
There you go. That's what it is.
Cool. So I am Merritt speaks the staff's command word. I don't fucking know what it is.
What do you want it to be?
He says that and throws the staff down. Can I like throw it down like in front of the Ankeg?
Within 10 feet of you. So I will say you can just, since you're on a hill, you can throw it down the hill, so you can't throw it just in front of the Ankeg.
Okay.
So it'd be, oh yeah, this thing is fucking massive.
I'm
Right,
like,
because it's a giant constrictor snake.
Okay. Nice. A regular constrictor snake is large as it is. So.
Yeah. What's up the spell?
So it says that on your turn, you can mentally command the snake if it is within 60 feet of you, and you're in. You decide what action the snake takes and where it moves during its next turn, or you can issue a general command, such as to attack your enemies or guard a location. I'd like to tell it to grapple the Ankeg. I think it has to roll in initiative. I don't think it goes on my turn.
Yes, and it automatically gave it an initiative order when I threw it in. I was just checking if I would change that, so it's now, it goes at the top of the round.
Okay.
So when it hits its turn, it will do what you command it to.
Awesome. And now Merritt's gonna like move away a little bit.
So you throw it down, yelling your thing as it like rolls down the hillside. It just gets bigger and bigger, and suddenly it's now a giant snake that's just coiled along the side of the hill, ready to face the Ankeg as you start running down the back of the hill.
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, there's a rock here. I'll hide behind that. I'm wondering, does anybody else here speak Infernal?
No.
No.
I don't.
That's so good.
As I'm like looking at your thing,
He sounds
understood
really
by
cool
Merritt.
saying what he said.
Yep.
Oh, cool. We were both doing the same thing, Nick. I got you.
Yes, make a note of that. There you go.
You're welcome. I add some comedy to this campaign.
So close on the recharge. Well, this has a giant snake in front of it now, so it's going to attack the snake. That is a crit.
Oh, fuck.
Nice.
This might be really bad if this thing just fucking dies. Okay, cool, it doesn't. I'm like, if it fucking dies the first time I use it, the staff just breaks and I never get to use it again.
Funnily, yeah. However, the giant constrictor snake is too large for the Onkeg to grapple with its bite, so it just bites a chunk out of this thing.
Right.
Yeah, the snake is like, oh, you want to grapple, bitch?
Yeah.
We can grapple.
That's the Onkeg's turn as it's like, kaiju battle now bites into this thing.
So real quick,
Bringing us to
Nick, while I'm thinking
Ina.
about it,
Nick, you
Yeah,
specifically were like, no, I'm not gonna give you an opportunity to use Fireball. It's fine.
that's right. If you open up your party sheet, Nick, go to the stats tab. There is a section on there. There's a button on there that says track NPC stats or not. Don't track NPC stats. One of the two. I personally don't do that just because it takes up a lot more time and computer. So if you're having any issues, if you have a good computer, you don't have to worry about it. But if you want
I
to,
see.
it will stop worrying about NPCs and just show character PCs. I just wanted to mention that before I forget.
I appreciate that. Definitely going to just turn that off because that makes it easier on my computer, which is a bit of a potato.
And I like the stats,
thank
so
you.
I'm glad you
Potato
took the
PC.
time and money to buy them and set it up. So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that, Sven. That brings us to Ina. What you doing?
Yep.
Fireball, fireball.
I mean, you could still cast
No,
Fireball.
I don't want to hurt the giant constrictor snake.
It'll get better.
What's better?
I think I'm gonna cast a little tiny baby fireball, which is blinding sphere. I'm looking at it right now and
Nice.
seeing if there's anything fun about it. But I don't think so. I'm gonna cast it right here, if that's okay. Or actually, let's go here. Just one space down. And if you want me, here, let me just share it in the chat. Oh, let me share the actual one in the chat. So basically, any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make a dex save. Takes 2d6 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. And I can move it as a bonus action, which does mean I won't be able to direct my wildfire spirit. That's fine. Because I believe that's what my bonus action normally goes towards. But yeah, did you want me to?
There's your flame spear.
Where? Oh, just right
There you
here.
go.
Sorry.
Right here?
Yep.
Nice.
Awesome. Perfect.
I like the token.
So does it? It is very cute. Do I do anything now, or do we wait until its turn?
So let me real quickly read spell.
It's your bonus
Been a
action, I
hot minute.
believe.
It's my full action to cast it. It takes my bonus action to move it. And it has concentration. So
Right, so you can use your bonus action now if you haven't used it already to thwap it.
So yeah, so you summon it. It doesn't do the save until its turn. If it ends its turn there, but you can use your bonus action now to hit a creature with it. But it does not do damage upon just you casting it.
Okay. Oh, should I cast it? So I have concentration. I don't know if that gave me the concentration for that. It's not. It is. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just very confused. I think I will use my bonus action to. I don't know how you want this to work to hit it, if that's possible at all. Oh, that's what I was looking.
There you go. That's your. Yep. In that
So
case, just drop the save on. Right. Yeah. Drop the save and then damage.
okay.
As you
Which
taking a little energy off of your wildfire spirit, you have another little ball of fire that ignites and burns behind this onkeg before you whap it in the butt with it, or bump it in the butt with it, causing it to burn, leaving just close enough to keep it nice and toasty.
And I believe that's my turn. You know what? Maybe I'll move.
All right.
We're gonna zoom in so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to keep. That's. I am using the wrong keys. It's fine. Not fine, but. Is that enough space? How much space did Barnacle tell us we needed to leave?
Well, you've seen them shoot in a straight line, 30 feet in a straight line.
Okay.
Twice.
Well, let's not be. Sorry. Let's not be in a straight line then. I'll go there instead.
Okay.
All right.
Just want to check something. Okay. Yeah. So the wildfire spear just kind of takes the dodge action, and then because you did not direct it.
Yes.
Yeah. I was just checking to see if it was like a familiar to where you can give it a general action and it'll keep doing that until it's done. But no, it does say unless you use your bonus action until to not do dodge, it will take the dodge action.
Yeah.
I can just. Emerging out of the ground, finally next to here, is the last Onkig, who, he looks a little, worn out. So no wonder he took so long to come out. As he comes out and starts biting the giant snake.
Nice.
As a hit. Chomping down on him and really spitting that acid into the giant snake. That is its turn, bringing us to the top of the round, which is the snake's turn. The snake will do what it was told, which, if I remember correctly, was to constrict the Onkeg, or just bite it?
The humbled chortle is the one that I think I can just roll that. I think I can roll that from the NPC thing.
If you can roll it, great. Go ahead and roll it.
Nice.
That's a hit.
Nice. Target is grappled and restrained.
It does minimum damage. It
Ooh.
doesn't matter. It died.
But it doesn't matter. It still died.
Crunch, crunch,
he
crunch.
Had very little.
Crackle, crackle.
Yeah, that's a.
Between the flames and specifically the lightning, the giant constrictor snake is like, oh, okay, you're trying to, hold on to me? No, I'm just gonna wrap all around you and then just crush you.
Yeah. It's like, you want to fucking grapple me, bitch? I'll show you what a grapple is, and then it fucking just squishes it.
I know, it just wraps around the body and then just squeezes tightly to the point where the head basically just pops off.
I can't
bursts.
pass the turn, so that's
Yep. No, I got that. Bringing us to Barnacle.
All right, so I'm going to move 25 feet. And then use my action to call lightning. Hopefully I don't get a busy tone. He succeeded. Oh, that's alright. He'll still take some damage. Welcome to the surface.
Oh, damn. That was really good rolling damage.
Yeah.
And then I can switch angles because I can't see from here. Here we go. 5, 10, 15. Ooh, I can get there in 20 feet. Yay. So he's the spiritual weapon also zips over. I thought I had that hotkeyed. How dare I? Alright, I'll fix that in a minute. Spiritual weapon. Thwack.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
Thwack. Alright, so it falls following up on the lightning. The sword zips over, stabs it right where the lightning hit. As it's sitting there twitching and messing around.
At this point, coming out from underneath you, Barnacle, as you do that, the unusually short Ankeg comes out and bites you as it comes out from
Ooh,
underneath.
I don't like it.
Taking advantage as it attacks from unawares.
Oh dear.
Leader for damage. Oh no!
No.
So sad.
And you are grappled as it basically has you in its mouth as it's like kind of emerging, grabbing onto you and appears to be getting ready to go back underneath with you in its mouth.
No, no.
But that's the end of its turn.
Yay, it's back!
As the storm clouds dissipate, this thing kind of emerged, eating Barnacle.
It's back! I get to do my stuff on it!
Yep.
Oh no.
Sorry, changing the direction my arrow's facing. Merritt is here, and he's targeting the Ankeg. And he's going to go ahead and use Firebolt.
Don't roll a 1.
I'm trying, yeah. I changed my dice out, so one can hope.
One can
Not
hope
a
for
one?
not a 1.
One can hope for not a one. And before I do that, let me put this on.
Nice.
And that should add the damage. It did. Ah, I'm
Oof.
rolling terrible fucking damage.
New personal best, though.
3 damage, guys. This is fine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
The Ankeg looks really hurt,
Yeah.
but still standing.
Man, that giant constrictor snake. I'm so scared of it dying.
It's actually, I mean, it's only at like half health. It still has a good like 30 health to go.
Yeah, but that crit did like 25 damage to it.
True.
Okay, yeah, I'll stick it out one more round. Merritt will tell it to constrict on kegs,
Okay.
and if I'm leaving it slightly vague because if one of the on kegs dies, I want him to target the other one. That's the only
Alrighty.
reason. Anyway, that's his turn. Or actually, I'm gonna hide behind this rock first. It's like not in a square, but it's like
You just kind of
actually.
like, yeah. Right, yeah, we get it. That's fine. Brings us to Ina. There's an onkeg eating barnacle, looking like it's getting ready to go underground.
Extremely rude behavior, if I'm being honest.
From where you are, you can't see the other one because it's on down the hill.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hit it.
This one looks really badly hurt.
Did I get inspiration, by the way? Was I early enough? I'm just scared I'm gonna
Yeah, no, you
miss.
all would have inspiration.
Oh dear.
So I casually jot that down.
I didn't miss. Hooray.
21, very nice.
Wow, it's the deadliest thing I've put down.
Your
And no
first bad
taking barnacle.
guy.
Yay.
Aww.
Oh,
Yeah. You come up from behind, whack it right in the crick of the neck, causing it, to snap. So it goes limp, and falls on top of the barnacle.
Nice. So I give a
that's
thumbs up.
the wrong button again.
I'm underneath it.
How your thumbs
High
up sticks out.
five. Okay. And so I moved what, 15 feet?
Yeah.
Can I see the other Ankeg from where I am, or do I have to move closer?
You would have to move. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Just
going.
because it's on the hill is fairly rapid
Mhm.
descent, and it's like right on the edge of it, and you were
Yeah.
but you can see it from where you are.
My bonus action to move my. Well, that's, the wildfire spirit is floating, by the way. Also, I think it's immune to fire damage anyway.
Yeah.
I'd have to check, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that will be my turn.
So you can attack it with the fire spirit. I mean, the thing you moved.
Oh, can
Yeah.
I?
Well, yes, as part of your bonus action, you can move it into things, and then also if something ends its turn there, it would take more damage.
Oh, ends its turn there. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
I thought it was starting its turn, but the ending its turn is something that's very different.
Yep.
Well, that's fine. It lasts a long
If you end your
time.
turn next to the hot thing, it will burn you.
Yeah.
Or you can direct the hot thing to hit people on your turn, or hit a thing.
Okay.
So if you'd like to drop the save and and if it fails, drop damage.
You're right. Well, it takes half damage on a successful save.
Oh,
so
even better.
Baby fireball. Except for it lasts longer. That was close to a 6. How sad. That's
Nice.
fine.
Yeah, this one's not looking too good either.
That is my turn. I would move further away from Barnacle, but I already used all my movement, so it's fine.
It's a line, so we're fine.
At least from where they are. You want to stay there, friendo? Do you want to just kind of hang out?
Yeah, it is going to try and get away. It is super hurt. It is fearing for its life. It's going to try and burrow into the hill. The giant constrictor snake will get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
And I'll say it needs to bite.
Okay. Has a reach of 10 feet for that.
Well, I mean, it's still leaving because it's going underground.
Okay. Come on, Snake, you got this. Yeah, you got this.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I've been rolling minimum damage every time.
Doesn't matter.
You still killed it.
Yeah. It's just
Excellent.
excellent.
Nice. Didn't want to change that thing.
This snake is doing great, guys. It's killed 2 things.
Alrighty. With that is the end of our combat. Barnacle, manages to, get himself unburied by the Ankeg. And you have 3 dead Ankegs.
Well,
you doing?
Barnacle did want
A giant
to do
fuck off
that
snake.
thing to try to get the what were they acid sacks?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm good with fish, but I don't know how good I am with these things. If we can get the carapace on their backs, be used to make armor.
Ina has proficiency in survival. I don't know if that's what I need to roll, but
Quick interjection. Merritt is turning the snake back into a staff. So that it
Alrighty.
doesn't fucking...
Springs down to a staff.
So yeah, if Ina is able, she will try to
Yep.
get the
We can
thing.
do this in, I'll say, with help from Barnacle. Definitely not Merritt, but Barnacle, I'm sure, would help you out. We can either do 3 rolls, or we can do 1 roll for all 3. It will be at advantage, and it will be a survival check.
If you do the 1 roll, I'll give you inspiration.
I can use my own inspiration too. Yeah, no, let's just do the 1 roll at advantage.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Not too bad.
Alrighty.
Nice.
So with that roll, you are able to get the acid sacks from all 3. In addition, you're able to get enough carapace, that's undamaged or relatively undamaged carapace, to make up roughly 2 sets of armor out of it.
Nice.
Enough of it was damaged to where you wouldn't necessarily be able. There just wasn't enough to harvest enough for 3 sets of armor. But so you got pretty much all you could.
We were kind of lighting them on fire and crushing them. So
There was
the
also
fact
a
that
lightning
enough
strike.
for-
There was a couple of lightning strikes involved too.
I mean, the lightning strikes break the carapace, but
There was also a giant snake that was just kind of crushing them. So
Right.
one of them you can't really get anything except small pieces from.
well, 2 of them. Well, 1 because it was only constricted.
It bit the other one and it constricted the first one. So
Cool. I don't know how heavy this stuff is. I cannot help drag it, but if it's too heavy, I'll run back and get the cart. If it's not, we'll just drag it behind
Ina's
us.
pretty buff, but
She's a good dragger. Counts as 1 size larger for dragging stuff.
Dragon
Yeah.
D's
Each of
nut.
the acid sacks,
They are sacks.
weighs
Dragon
roughly
sacks.
weigh roughly like 3 pounds each. So not terribly, but the carapace though will weigh a bit more.
that's fair.
think I smelled it, right? Especially since you've gotten enough to make, 2 sets of armor. Right, sweet. I did spell it right. Thank you, Sven. Is real quick pick something for give a definitive weight of this thing. I'm gonna say all told, it's around 50 pounds for all of it.
Okay.
I mean, it's since it's like multiple stuff, it's like not like just one thing, but together they weigh roughly 50 pounds.
Okay.
Cool.
Able to like get it into a bag, and then someone's able to drag it.
Milk him probably. Well, she probably doesn't need to drag it. If
Well,
being
or
honest.
just carry it, but but I've thrown it into the party sheet if people would like to take it. I have the acid sacks as individual items, but the carapace, like all told, is considered one item.
Okay. Yeah, no, Barnacle, if you wanted to take the acid sacks, that's fine. But I will take the heavy
I'll
stuff.
take one of them.
I'll take anything that no one
take
else
any.
wants to carry.
Merritt can carry acid sacks. He just, he's not.
Don't
strong
forget that
enough to
they're
carry.
tired at the end of the day and throw your backpack on the ground.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Why is my backpack
Also, remember, this
smoking?
is used to make alcohol. It's not alcohol itself.
Please don't drink it.
Yeah, it really burns as it goes down.
Yeah. That's part of the appeal.
Yeah, you're able to gather that and start making your way back.
Nice. All right, so we'll show. Actually, did you guys want to go check out the hive first? See if they brought anything back, or see if there's any eggs or anything.
Yeah, we should probably check out the hive and see if there's any more, to be honest.
Didn't you also say that the giant wanted its cow? Maybe that could still be alive?
Hopefully. Hopeful, but not optimistic.
All right. Yeah. So we'll go over to the hive. I don't know if you wanna, if that's a whole nother thing, or if it's just roleplay.
I do not have a map for the hive, but feel free to give me some investigation checks as you actually go down into this, large network of
I'll
tunnels.
cast light, so we can see.
I'll cast darkness so we can't see.
Oh, dear. You want me to also roll investigation? Is everyone rolling?
Everyone can roll
I hope
investigation
so.
to see
I
what you
roll
find.
terribly.
Fuck yeah. There we go.
Merritt knows what they're looking for.
Look, man.
Uh,
He's spurred on by the promise of good alcohol. So you are able to find what is left of the cow. It is very dead and partially eaten.
Beef.
Yeah.
What you call lean beef. Very lean.
The tunnel network's
Like
not
ground beef.
too vast. But there is a number of tunnels. You do not find any, other onkegs as you were going through. You do manage to find several different piles of bones, some of which have a couple of things on them. You see one poor person seems to have like remnants of clothes. Looks like someone has one skeleton seems to still have a necklace on it. You can see a glass eye that's like in one of the skulls. But with Merritt's natural 20, you guys find a more hidden kind of section of the nest, one that's kind of like lightly, has kind of a dirt or like a thin layer of dirt kind of covering the entrance that you were able to kind of like poke through, and you find what appears you find a room that has 8 different eggs in it, all fairly large eggs.
Can you do your mold earth to mold stalagmites or stalactites that fall onto them and crush them?
We could also just actually crush them.
Go ahead. No. Stand back and watch.
Hey, Ina, can you crush? Wait. Before we do that, actually, is there like some sort of market for onceg eggs? Are these valuable? Can we sell them?
I mean, if you could get like a still fertile onceg egg to the right person who would like a monster for a pet, there's certainly a market for that kind of thing. You do not know if there's anyone anywhere nearby or in any of the nearby settlements that would want it. But you'd be aware, it's like, oh yeah, no, in the right places, there are definitely people who would buy these. But also based off of your like prior checks on knowledge of onkegs, you would be aware like they don't make good eggs at all. I mean, like they're not good food,
right?
But
Gotcha.
there are like some places, like especially places that like are have like gladiatorial places, where they'll do spectacle fights. They would definitely buy one, or I don't know.
Where were we heading next, guys? I don't remember.
The town of Scalecliff.
Does that seem like it might be big enough to have some sort of gladiator ring?
There's the possibility, but
Ina's not carrying.
You would not know.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And like each egg is like takes up like a 5-foot square.
Yeah.
Like these are really large eggs.
Don't see us getting any real use out of these. So, Ina, do you want to just smash them?
She will smash the eggs. Hopefully none of them were close enough to hatching that they just try to kill us.
Alrighty. For the heck of it, just give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Nat 20. She's very good at it.
Nope. It was almost an 18.
Damn.
That's still enough. Ina seems to struggle more with this than you'd expect her to. But she still, goes around. Yeah.
These are huge eggs. That's why I was saying to crush them.
She like taking her staff and like has to take several whacks at one before it breaks.
No. Yeah.
Grab a huge rock up for one and just like throws it in, but it only like indents the top and it's like resting on the top for a second before you smack it down to crush the rest of the egg.
Nice.
Rinse, repeat. But yeah, no, you're able to destroy all the eggs. I will say, if you guys would like to, you all can feel free to roll on the trinkets table to pick up a trinket from the bones as you see them.
Would you like to?
Where can I get the roll for that?
I
Under
can give you the trinket stable.
campaign and trinkets. There's 4 tables. Do we get to pick which one?
Yeah, no, pick which one you would like to do. It could be
Nice.
any of the ones. We got a, primitive fantasy, normal campaign, high fantasy, and just a regular trinkets table. I personally like the stuff that's on the high fantasy one, but it's up to you guys.
Where are you looking, Sven?
I have no idea.
Under
what it's-
campaign,
Okay.
there's
Yes.
tables.
I only came up with one
Okay.
thing.
Oh, you probably don't have the comprehensive equipment manual on.
Okay,
Open.
here, let me just
okay.
share this one with you guys. You get that?
Yes.
All right, there you go.
Showing him the trinkets table. and the
Mine
tables
might be
now.
struggling. Yeah, it's struggling. Oh, awesome.
Black wooden pipe that creates puffless smokes that look like skulls.
Ooh, fancy soap.
Ooh.
A hand mirror for merit. Shocking.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least my trinket didn't tell me I smelled bad.
Okay, that doesn't say
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And it should give up like a little result thing that'll have the item in it. You just drag that to your inventory, and there you go. I also rolled for the fun of it, and I got a vial of perfume, the scent of which only certain creatures can detect.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, just fun little things.
All right, so
That is fun.
close this. Go to my inventory. Shh. Is this the guy that smokes?
I know we were at time, but just to real quick finish up what we were doing, you guys make your way back to the rest of
No,
your
he's not. Okay.
people and your animals.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring a piece
You,
of the egg to show the giant that we killed them.
Okay.
Killed the egg. Killed the eggs. So
Mhm.
he should be. He can go there now if he wants to, but even if he doesn't, they should be dead.
Hug thanks you and reaches into his giant pouch and pulls out a handful of wheels of cheese and just gives it to you, and you guys get 5 wheels of cheese.
Wow, so fun!
Nice.
You get cheese.
We get to put cheese on
article.
everything.
Excellent.
This is
So I'll
the
throw that
part.
into the.
Barnacle will eat
Yeah.
a whole wheel of cheese himself. Not in one sitting, but he will not
I mean,
share
there
his
is like
wheel of
one
cheese.
wheel of cheese for everyone in the party, so.
Oh shit! Yeah, we each get a thing of
He
cheese.
is not sharing.
So yeah, I put 5 wheel of cheese, or put a wheel of cheese and put 5 of them into the party sheet if you want to.
Nice. If anybody doesn't want their cheese, Barnacle will help to take it.
I think there's only 4 of us too, though, right? So Barnacle can. It can be the party cheese when we give to the cook
That's right.
to put cheese
And I'll let
in everything.
Acolyte use the
One
extra
goes to
one
the-
for all of
One
us.
goes to the cook.
All right, I'll do Phoenix, Dina. Oh, Marin already grabbed her, so I'll do Phoenix, Dina, and distribute.
And now we can do cut the cheese jokes.
Everyone got a wheel of cheese. All right, and you guys continue on.
Nice.
with
Good
that,
luck.
we'll pick up next time. You guys are still 2 days from the roadside inn. That's Rummy. That is Rummy's place,
Show
and
the region
a
map.
little over a week from your destination.
Okay, and so is Rummy the same person that we rescued? Remy? Because I thought it was Remy the whole time, with the family and the we rescued from underneath.
That was
Or is
Ralph.
Rummy something else? Oh, here it is. Gin, whiskey, tonic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
So
tavern.
Rummy, who is the owner of Rummy's place, uh,
Goblin.
you know,
Okay,
a
cool.
inn
It's an inn.
tavern, and his family run the place, run
Okay.
this tavern.
And the image is broken for me. I don't know if it is for
Oh,
anybody
it's
else.
probably just because I haven't shared it.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Cool. All right. Well, we haven't seen it yet, so that's fair.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know.
Okay.
That'll
So,
be a fun little thing to explore next time. Little
right.
inside joke.
And then what is the green pin in between the two? It, I don't think it's been
Oh.
shared because we can't see it.
I thought I shared it.
It's the only one that's not visible. It doesn't show up. Everything else does.
Oh, let me redo it then. No, that's just one of the things you encounter today. The mysterious stone door.
Oh,
Make
okay.
link
Gotcha.
shareable.
Okay.
There you go. I hopefully fixed it. Yeah, I just made a note, and I like to do this even if it's it's now something you're aware of that's not necessarily marked on the map.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you,
playing.
Bane, for hanging
For
out
jamming.
and saying hi. Appreciate the lurk. And thank you again so much to the Ship of Fools, Diggo, also associated with Martian Cat. So thank you so much for the subscription. Don't forget, Amazon Prime offers you a free subscription every month. So give it to somebody. Be nice if it was me. If not, at least use it because it's free. And it helps us out a lot. So we'll be back Sunday with a little bit of Finding the Stars. Wednesday for more the big double D's. And next week we will be back here doing some Nashkel heroes. So come back and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night.
Good night, guys.